Back to another video, day two, and I'm just back home from the gym, and we're doing a little recap. I think this is going to be the method. I'm just gonna like stay locked in at the gym and then come home, do my cardio and shit and not talk too much. And I also ticked up the intensity on these, so I was doing like 110 watts. Should have been doing 115, but fuck it, we did 110 and now we're doing 125 because I want to have myself be in a deficit that would create like a kilo of body weight drop in 2 weeks. So 1.1 pounds. So that would be mean I need to create a 550 calorie deficit weekly. And in 2 weeks, that would be 2.2 pounds, which equate to 1 kilogram. So that's what I'm doing right now in this peak week. I'm up in the watts to 125 because in an hour doing this, I should be able to burn 550 calories just doing this. I haven't been eating a lot throughout the day, so I find that the weight ticked on a bit, but I felt fine in squat and bench today, so we'll see what happens in terms of like the weight going down. I've been saying it a lot that I don't want to drop too much because I want my body to get used to it. But if I drop weight and it's not coming from like my waist, it's coming somewhere else, and bench still feels fine, squat still feel fine, then I welcome it. And that's just good news for me in terms of how hard my cut's gonna be on the day off, right? But like I'm already where I need to be right now. I'm just keeping the momentum. I feel like that's the theme for this block because we just did some minor tweak the block before. So this is like a month ago. A month ago, we had our block. Then I went straight into my block previously. And then now we're doing the same thing. We just got the volume down this week. We're doing the same thing. Exercises aren't changing or anything. Same thing. Just rep schemes changing because we're getting ready for a competition. This week, the intensity is going to be around the same 7. I can tick it up from 7 RPE to 8, but usually my first week just doesn't allow for that. I kind of feel detrained. That's why I thought I was going to have a 3-week block build, but anyway, it'll be enough time, like 3 weeks, 2 big weeks, and then taper into the meet. I normally feel like Superman on week 3. Maybe Mike didn't want me to feel that great before, so we have like false positive, right? That just means like, you know, it can happen in a positive way and it can happen in a negative way. You get like a false positive of what a competitor can do, right? In terms of like what you've seen and their potential. I do think you should hold your competitors in high regard when you're competing, and you should also hold yourself in a high regard. But you got to be realistic, and you got to be realistic with where you think they are and where you think yourself is. I can sit down here and damn well know something's like an 8 and come say to myself that was a 7, and that's a false positive because you're gunning and thinking like, oh, you're going to be here and you're not actually there. So yeah, that's a false positive that can bite you. And you can look at somebody else and say, damn, he make that weight move so well, he's probably right here. And yeah, that could be true, but I would say like, think about the realistic scenario, what is going to happen, right? And think about the person that you're going up against if they usually have like realistic expectations for myself. Like for me, saying like I only want 5 keys on squat, 5 keys on bench, that's realistic. Deep down, I feel like I can still bench 250, but I'm just being realistic. And deep down, I feel like my legs can do more. It has more so to do with the fact that we're cutting and stuff that has me adjusting my expectation, but I should feel normal by the time bench roll around. My bench never felt off cutting. But squats, I've had a lot of hit or miss squat days, so let's expect for that. We already know what we did in the warm up and what it needs to move like to get to where we're at. So we'll know if we're there. We're gonna know if we're here or a little bit better or a little bit worse. And that's a realistic expectation. And then everything else should play out like how everything's been prepping. Bench should play out like how bench been prepping. Deadlift should play out like how deadlift is prepping. And I feel like, yeah, you can't create false positives when you're doing shit, because you're just gonna end up being reactive, you know? But anyways, so that's what we're doing right now. We've been in the pocket for a minute, and yeah, as I said, I could take things up to 8. Everything's moving slow because, fuck, we're moving heavier weight. Last block, I just had a deload, so I'm completely detrained, and I'm just, boom, let's add 20 more keys to what I was doing that week. So on squat, I said like 275 would be an okay thing to end up at. I'd want more. So like, let's say I was at 270 the week after the 255. Well then, 20 more keys on that is 290, right? And that's why we end up doing 290 today. Would I want to do more? Yeah, but we got the next week to do more. So we don't need to. For deadlift today, we did 325, which is 20 keys above what we ended up, 305. Granted, that day when I did 305, the 305 moved way better than how 305 moved today, right? So that's that. And then the back downs, we did 672 for triples. Those moved really well, especially due to how the 305 moved before I did the 325. I wasn't sure about the 305s and how hard I was actually training, but they moved well. Close grip bench, first set fell off. Well, honestly, all the sets fell off. But so I would say that was on the money, 7.5 RPE. Granted, we went up 7 pounds more than where I was projecting. So I was projecting 455 for 3 at 7.5, but we did 452 for 3 at 7.5, and I think that's accurate. For how terrible, like, my execution was on them in terms of like my bar path consistency, when I was like, I just could not manipulate the bar how well I wanted. And I think, well, it's a 7.5, motherfucker. Like, yeah, I'll probably get the first rep, then the second rep move off. So that should have been like a 6.5 anyways, but it moved more like 7. And then the last rep still moved like a 7.5, like I corrected again, but it's just hard. So that was that. And then we had bench feed up, where I started off with 342.5. This wasn't supposed to be ascending. I was supposed to do all 3 sets the same weight, at around the same 7.5 intensity. And I ended up doing 353 for 3 sets of 10. And yeah, 7 to 7.5 intensity. Like the 0.5 is hard to, it's just something I put on. Even if I think it's a 7, I just put it on. Because what? We're trying to not create false positives. We want to know. So when this shit says feed up, you can do 535 as your max, and I'm like, well, my best bench is 530. Fuck, with my butt down and no leg drive, you can do 240, bro. Ain't that good enough? Yeah, that's good enough right now, and I'm happy with that. After that, we were supposed to do ab wheel. Fuck. So I'm gonna have to do that tonight, because we need to keep the momentum going. I need my core strong, and I've been neglecting it, and I said like I was gonna do it like every day. I have an ab wheel inside my room, like set up there to do under my couch thing to help my heels so I don't slide forward. So I'm gonna start doing them and get my core ready to work, because I need it on everything. I need it on bench, I need it on squat, and I need it on deadlift if we're gonna do. So yeah, based on how everything's moved in these past SPED, things are trending well. Whatever is supposed to happen, it will happen. You gotta like let that go, control what you can control, right? That's all you can do. Can't control the weather, the storm, anything outside of you or me. I can't control how I'm gonna feel on the day. That's something outside of me on the day. But leading up to the day, I can control what I do. I can control the fact that I'm going to do all my cardio and get my work capacity up. I am going to do every set and every rep, and I'm gonna make them clean and execute every fucking day, right? And let that compound. Because at the end of the day, win or lose, I already did that work. So that work is done and it's not lost or gone. You just never get to see it. And that's how I feel a lot of times when it comes down to like my deadlift. For being somebody that's stuck at the opener, You think it's easy to show up every fucking meet and go and fail on your second attempt? That fucking shit pisses me off every fucking time. Like, honestly, if I even lost because of it, I wouldn't even be sad. I'm pissed off already by myself. I think last meet was meet before last was like nationals was the last meet that, or the only meet that I wasn't upset about my deadlift, because at least I still won. But yeah, usually I'm really pissed off. I don't even shake the judges' hands and shit like that. I'm really upset with myself. And upset because you think about all the time and effort that you put in, months and months. No, it's years, bro. No, it's not even months for me on my deadlift. It's years. I'm like, this competition, like if I don't pull up and be able to hit my 375 deadlift, bro, I'm gonna be pissed off, because this would be 4 years in the making. I've been a 300 kg puller since I started competing. My first meet in 2022. Now it's 2026. That was April 2022. Now it's 2026 March. 4 years later. 4 years later, I shouldn't be stuck at like an opening weight of 340. I would be like, I'm averaging 10 keys a year. That's a 105 lifter. That's mad, bro. Like, what the fuck is happening? You know? I don't believe that to be true. Now, if I get to like 375, 380 this year, then it seems like I'm averaging 20 keys a year, but like, that's just a compounding effect, you know? You keep doing shit, nothing, you're not seeing shit, and then boom, it pivots. You know, everything you've been working for happens, you know? And I understand that. I understand what it means to be patient and keep doing the right thing. And like, eventually it happens. It's the eighth wonder of the world, right? Compounding. Keep doing the right thing, keep doing the right thing, right? Day in, day out. That's the hard thing. That's what most people can't do. And some people try to pride themselves on like, I got this much out of life and I didn't have to work that hard. Can you imagine if you worked a bit harder and how much you would have gotten out of life if you just did that? I remember someone saying it, like a guy that like Alex Ramosi, if anyone watches business content, he was saying, you remember when he was trying to get into like, I don't know, Duke, and he used to bully this kid for like trying so hard to like get into Duke and his studies and how well his grades were. And Alex was like, he got into Duke and I didn't. And it makes me realize like, and it made him realize like, the fact that you didn't try hard doesn't mean shit, right? Especially if the next guy actually got the thing and you didn't. If you didn't try hard and got the same thing that he did, then cool, you're just really lucky. That's all it is. But I would say like, it still probably wouldn't feel good to you. It's like winning a lottery, you know? And some people, when I compete, and based on what I've heard, I think that's how they put me in, like perspective-wise. I'm like, bro, I ain't win no fucking lottery. There's no way I win a fucking lottery, right? Got lucky in some sense, compared to people from where I'm from, right? Growing up in Jamaica, having a single mom, third world country, versus like what somebody else will have that's born and raised in Canada. So I have a good perspective of what it means to be an underdog and what that feels like. And I'm okay with that when I go into a battle. I'm okay with being an underdog, because in my mind, I ain't no fucking underdog. That shit fires me up. I just haven't gotten the opportunity yet. That's all I look at it yet. When an opportunity will come after I keep doing this work. That's it. I just need to keep grinding. I just need to keep grinding. And even if I'm there, it reminds me, I think like right now, because I'm in the peaking block, I'm ranting and shit, but peaking block feels like Franklin when he got the fucking CIA. If you watch Snowfall, in the basement, and his mom and his friend is saying like, when are you gonna stop? And he's like, let me make this very clear. I'll never stop. And that's what you feel when you're going after something. That obsession, that drive is just, you can't fake that. And you get there by working on something for a long, long time. How long I'll be doing powerlifting, I don't know. I feel like I've gotten what I needed from it, but I set out with a goal when I started to be a world champ. So a lot of times I think about him like, what happens after you get it? Do you keep going? Do you stop now and try to pursue something else? Sometimes I think about it, you know? But the goal being so hard, it's like, it still seems like an out of reach goal for me, right? Like, I still need to have like a perfect day to beat this guy. It's not gonna be a walk in a park. Now, if it was a walk in a park, maybe I'll lose drive already, but like, the person being so fucking talented just keeps me honest, you know? I'm like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta cross my T's, dot my I's, like, you know? There's somebody out there, you know, that's doing all that shit. And if they're not, well, I'm doing it. And I'm gonna be, what do you call it? The compounding effect. Or you could say, law number one, if you're a physics fan, object in motion stays in motion. So you just gotta stay in motion. And some shit like that is what I think about when I'm pedaling. I'm like, I'm tired, I wanna stop. It's 23 minutes already, I wanna stop. Think I don't wanna stop? And I'm like, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. See, know what's going on, 1, 8. Cause that shit is like me, like, my mind knows it's like, it's time to go. Snap out of it. It's time, like, snap out of it. Remember, you're the underdog. You can't ease up. You're not even supposed to be here, you know? You just got a shot. You got one shot too. That's how I treat it. When I pull up, I got one shot. One shot in the chamber. Let's make it count. And that's it. And that was the goal. To come in on my first try and do it. Let's go stay to the goal until it's not this year. I don't see anything stopping me from doing it this year, except me. So I just need to keep working at it and, you know, keep having a positive mindset and like cut out any distraction or anything that's gonna take away from it. Anyways, I feel like I've been ranting today a lot. So once this gets to 25, it's at 30, 24:30. I'm gonna stop the bike, pause this camera, and start setting up my hot tub. Because today's gonna be the first day that we start doing our hot baths to shower. I haven't been doing that. It's the second day. I feel like I should start doing that. If I said I'm gonna do it, that will give me like 2 weeks of hot baths straight going into the comp. I did say I was going to keep doing my ice baths. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do those on the weekends. So 2 days out, and then I'll do it on 2 days before my comp. Yeah, that's the formula. Yeah, actually that set up really great. So I train from Monday to Friday. So if I do it from Saturday, Sunday, I'll get an idea of how my body feels on the Monday to come. So I'm gonna do that then. I'm gonna do it next week. And then I'll have my taper for 3 days. And then 2 days before I compete, I'll do the ice baths again. And then on the morning off is when I might do a half bath to like do a water cut. Who knows, let's see. And then, yeah, that's it. And then it will give me more practice with being in a hot tub. So I'll have a hot tub, which helps with recovery anyways. But just more practice with just sitting in the hot water. Challenge myself mentally to do that. Hot, warm, Epsom salt bath. And in the days that I'm not training, to not stop my recovery, I'll do the cold baths on the weekend. So that's the plan, man. I need to buy a case of water by this weekend to do that. But anyways, so I burn 242 calories right now. And we ain't even at the 30-minute mark. So yeah, once I hit the 30-minute mark, I should have burned 275. Then the next 30 minutes is going to be 275 again, and then we hit 550 calories. And that's how we're doing it going into this one. Yeah. Anyways, I'm out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you tomorrow. This one seems like it's going to be a long one if I actually put in all this talking point. But hope you enjoy the video as always. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you tomorrow. Peace.